Welcome to Tickets of Travel, the business of travel experiences, where we mix hard facts about travel, ticketing, and live entertainment to make your AirPods light up and your earbuds smile. Today, we're diving into the wild world of live events, the rock concerts, comedy shows, and festivals that not only make your heart sing, but also make local economies go cha-ching. Dad joke. Sorry. And while I'm still in your ears, swipe over to Instagram or TikTok and follow at Tix2TravelPod. That's TIX, the number 2. We're going to build out Facebook and YouTube soon. But, let's just get this stuff started. Now, before we get into the Oxford economics study on live events, here's a hot take from our friends at Skift. If you don't know what Skift is, then Skift is a leading media company that provides news, insights, and research on the global travel industry. They were founded in 2012. It covers key sectors including hospitality, tourism, airlines, online travel, and business travel. Known for its in-depth analysis, trends, reports, and industry events like Skift Global Forum, where they charge us a bunch of money and we go there and listen to everybody speak. But here's a hot take from Skift's Sean O'Neill on hotels to wrap up 2024. This article was dated December 24th, 2024. He says, the hotels aren't full. Well, maybe with the exception of Manhattan. But because in my years, I've noticed that NYC typically sets the demand bar for hotels and then everything follows. Every other market follows that. So that's all positive for hotels, actually, if Manhattan is full. But Sean's hot take is that corporate travelers who used to book rooms for days or weeks at a time are now taking shorter trips because of hybrid work. Maybe, Sean. That kind of makes sense. I think that if you talk to any corporate white-collared soldier out there, RTO is a real thing. What's RTO? RTO stands for return to work. Well, that's fairly annoying if you've been accustomed to changing your Zoom backgrounds, but now you're going to have to go no filter, guys, and people are going to see you for who you really are. In the office, around the water cooler. I know it's a rough one, but for hotels, very, very positive, actually. Believe that this is very positive in terms of RTO. That means that business travel is coming back in a big way. And that's probably why you're seeing startups and companies in the corporate travel sector, like Engine or New Tea, get so much funding lately. Just Google it. You can see everything. And for the hotels, well, the U.S. hotel industry is facing kind of a new reality, says Skift. Occupancy levels may not fully recover from those pre-pandemic highs anytime soon, but while some might blame international travels down or economic uncertainty, the bigger culprits are supply growth and shifting corporate travel patterns. As I mentioned earlier, it's all looking more positive for 2025, but with 618 new hotels since 2019, there's just a lot more rooms out there. The supply of rooms has expanded significantly, making it harder to maintain high occupancy rates. Meanwhile, these corporate travelers, they're going to come back eventually. But where does live entertainment and ticketed events fit into this equation? The Oxford Economics Report highlights how live events fuel travel demand, filling hotel rooms and boosting local economies. Could concerts, sports, and major conferences be the key to revitalizing hotel occupancy? Well, we'll explore that, this impact, and what it means for the future of travel and entertainment coming together. Before we get into the juicy details, let's give a shout out to the rock stars behind this incredible data, the team at Oxford Economics. If you haven't heard of them, they're like the ultimate backstage crew of the economic world. Founded in 1981 as a spin-off from Oxford University, they've become one of the world's top economic think tanks. They've analyzed everything from global market trends to local economic impacts, and their findings have shaped decisions for governments, corporations, and industries across the globe. This particular study that came out in 2019 was commissioned by our friends at Live Nation Entertainment. It really dives deep into the real economic impact of concerts and live events. Why was it created? Well, because let's face it, Most people don't think about how much a concert ticket contributes to jobs, local businesses, and tax revenue. We focus on the guitar solos and the light shows, while behind the scenes, a single concert is quietly supercharging the economy. In 2019 alone, live events generated a staggering $132.6 billion for the U.S. economy. Billion. Supported 10,000 jobs and poured $17.5 billion into tax coffers. 913,000 jobs? That's like employing the entire city of San Francisco. This report captures how much these events do for communities. Beyond just screaming fans and overpriced nachos. And spoiler alert, they do a lot. So buckle up. We're diving into the numbers, the ripple effects, and of course, how you, yes, you, can cash in on this booming industry, especially as we prepare for 2025's epic music tours. So let's go. Let's imagine a single ticket purchase. Say you pay $100 to see Aerosmith or Lizzo, or that one band your friend swears is underground, in quotation marks. The local economy doesn't just make $100. Oh, no. That ticket spirals into $434.92 of spending, says. I don't know where they're getting their information from, but I live in the New York City area, and it's probably double that when you think about it. So here's the breakdown. $62.24 goes to concessions, merch, and parking. Yes, $30 for nachos counts. $66.68 is for lodging, because apparently everyone but you booked the cheap hotel. Although I don't know any hotels that are $66 a night, because that would be dangerous. So maybe we bump that up too. And $55.69 is for transportation, because you just had to Uber XL it, right? I also think that's a little bit low when we look at this. I mean, could there have been that big of a difference between 2019 and 2025, or 2024 in this case? Most likely. All this spending creates ripple effects, jobs, wages, and even more economic mojo. By the end of it, a single concert night turns into a mini stimulus package for any market, really, any destination. All right, so we've established that a $100 concert ticket magically transforms into $434.92 of economic goodness. But here's a thought. What about sports? Let's talk professional sports tickets for a second, because, oh boy, that's a whole other beast. Have you been to an NFL game lately? A $100 ticket barely gets you into the nosebleeds, where you'll need binoculars just to tell if the team on the field is yours or the other guys. And the spending doesn't stop at the turnstile. You're buying $15 hot dogs. I mean, those are pretty good, but I don't know if they're worth $15. $20 beers. And don't even think about the merch. That foam finger alone is a $25 commitment to fandom. So make sure you're going to keep that forever. I mean, foam doesn't really decompose, does it? But here's the thing. Much like concerts, sports events have their own ripple effect. People drive in, stay overnight, and eat their way through the local dining scene like a competitive sport. And let's not forget tailgating. Arguably the most extravagant pre-game party ever invented. Think portable grills, coolers that could double as yachts, and enough chips to feed a small nation. And yet, despite all this spending, the overall experience pales in comparison to concerts in one key area: the vibes. At concerts, everyone is there to dance, sing, and lose themselves in the moment. At sports events, half the crowd is screaming, the other half is crying, and someone's always yelling at the ref. But the spending similarities are very clear. Whether you're at a game or a concert, you're feeding not just your appetite for fun, but also the local economy. It's a win-win. Unless, of course, your team loses. Then it's just expensive. Now let's fast forward to 2025. Concerts are back, and the travel industry is booming with fans chasing their favorite artists around the globe. But let's not forget, music isn't the only show in town. Global demand for professional sports is skyrocketing too. According to the same economic principles outlined by the Oxford Economics Study, sports events mirror live events in their ability to drive massive economic impact. Think of events like the FIFA World Cup, the Olympics, or even regional tournaments like the UEFA Champions League or the NBA playoffs. These aren't just games, they're global pilgrimages. Fans are flying in from all over the world, booking hotels, eating out, and emptying every souvenir shop within a mile of the venue. For example, in the US, the Super Bowl isn't just a football game, it's a cultural juggernaut. It attracts millions of viewers globally and fills host cities with tens of thousands of visitors who, just like concert goers, spend lavishly on lodging, food, transport, and entertainment. The Oxford Economics Study reveals that the same ripple effect seen in concerts, where every $100 ticket result is $434.92 in local spending, apply here as well. Sports and music events alike pump money into every layer of the local economy, from parking attendants to luxury hotel operators. And let's talk about international matches. Take Formula One, for example. Its 2023 Las Vegas Grand Prix alone was projected to inject over $1 billion into the local Las Vegas economy. Events like these bring in droves of international attendees, many of whom spend significantly more than domestic travelers. According to Oxford Economics, non-local overnight attendees, such as those flocking to live events and international games, spend an average of $366.28 per trip. That's over 30% more than local attendees and includes big-ticket expenses like lodging and transportation. So what does this mean for travel sellers gearing up for 2025? Well, it's very simple. Number one, you have to go global. If music tours or sports leagues are expanding internationally, so should your marketing campaigns. Highlight exclusive packages for international fans. Number two, many sports fans and concertgoers, for that matter, are willing to pay for premium experiences. Think private suites, backstage passes, or all-inclusive packages with luxury add-ons. Number three, capitalize on local spending. Work with local businesses to offer bundled discounts for food, transportation, and lodging. Tap into the $32.6 billion spending by out-of-town attendees highlighted in the Oxford Economics findings. And number four, adapt to seasonality. Music and sports have distinct seasonal peaks. Plan campaigns around marquee events like the NBA Finals, the Rugby World Cup, or Taylor Swift's latest tour. If concerts and sports events are like economic jet engines, travel sellers are the pilots. You have the tools to steer fans towards unforgettable experiences while helping communities thrive. So get creative, because as the Oxford Economics Study shows, every ticket is a ticket to economic growth. Elevate your travel business with Victory Live, the platform featuring $6 billion in professional sports, concerts, festivals, and theater inventory, including Broadway hits, Las Vegas shows, and top events like Coachella and the Super Bowl. With global content sourced directly from rights holders or approved ticket brokers, Victory Live offers net rates, seamless API connectivity, white label solutions, and a B2B portal for travel agents. Visit victorylive.com for more information and tell them that the Tickets to Travel podcast sent you. All right, so let's zoom out and take a bigger look at the bigger picture. Live events are more than just fun evenings and social media bragging rights. They're economic powerhouses that transform cities, especially those off the usual beaten path. And by 2030, we might see the transformation go into hyperdrive. The Oxford Economics Study points to the fact that in 2019, the concerts and live event industry had a total impact of $132.6 billion, enough to rival industries like theme parks, organic food, and even the beauty industry. But here's the kicker. Much of this impact wasn't just in major cities like New York or Los Angeles. Mid-sized metros are becoming live event hotspots, and the numbers really back this up. Charlotte, North Carolina. This city has seen a steady rise in live events thanks to venues like the Spectrum Center and its proximity to neighboring cities that make it a regional draw. According to the report, out-of-town attendees contributed $32.6 billion in local economies nationwide. In cities like Charlotte, a significant chunk of this spending comes from overnight visitors who drop cash on everything from lodging, which was $8 billion nationwide, to local transportation, $3.1 billion nationwide. By 2030, Charlotte could become a go-to destination for both music and sports, capitalizing on its growing cultural scenes. And then there's Denver, Colorado, a city that's redefining itself as more than just a gateway to the Rockies. Red Rocks Amphitheater consistently ranks as one of the best concert venues in the world, attracting fans from across the U.S. and beyond. The Oxford economics data suggests that venues like Red Rocks don't just benefit ticket sellers, they stimulate local economies by bringing in non-local attendees who spend money at nearby restaurants, shops, and attractions. This cycle of spending could make Denver a live event powerhouse by 2030. Now let's talk about the future of up-and-coming destinations. By 2030, cities like Nashville, Austin, and even St. Louis could rival the traditional giants. Why? Well, two reasons. Regional tourism growth. With cheaper travel options and increased connectivity, regional travel is booming. Cities that cater to a blend of live music, sports, and cultural events will become hubs for weekend travelers. The second, venue expansion. Cities like Austin are rapidly investing in world-class venues, ensuring that they can attract the biggest names in entertainment. As the venues grow, so do the opportunities for local businesses. I mean, there are just so many other cities like Buffalo, New York. They're building a new stadium. Cleveland, Chicago. These updated tech venues are going to drive entertainment and more economic impact. And what are those events that are driving these changes? Think massive festivals, hybrid live music and food events, and innovative sports music crossovers like concert tours paired with esports competitions. Cities that adapt to these trends will be the ones leading the charge in the next decade. So if you're a travel seller or event promoter, here's what the future could look like. A weekend in Nashville that pairs a live concert with culinary tours featuring the city's famous hot chicken. A multi-day festival in St. Louis combining local jazz talent with art installations and riverboat excursions. Or a cross-country Taylor Swift residency tour where cities like Atlanta and Houston transform into fan destinations, complete with themed accommodations and citywide events. The Oxford Economic Report shows us that the live events industry isn't just bouncing back, it's reshaping the way we travel, spend money, and experience the world. By 2030, it's not hard to imagine cities across the US reinventing themselves as cultural capitals, fueled by the magic of live music and entertainment, creating the ultimate havens for superfans. And even the pedestrian fans, of course. So in our conclusion, it's very important to remember that this Oxford Economics Report was completed in 2019. Do you remember what happened next? That's right. Then 2020 hit, and like that awkward moment when the lead singer forgets the lyrics, everything just stopped. Those 913,000 jobs, poof, gone faster than backstage passes at a Taylor Swift concert. But oh boy, what happened next was wilder than a mosh pit at a polka concert. Enter the era of what we're calling revenge entertainment. Turns out, telling people they can't go to concerts for 2 years makes them really want to go to concerts. Who would have thought? Laughs Taylor Swift and Beyonce, basically said, "Hold my microphone," and proceeded to break every revenue record in existence. The Eras Tour generated $5.7 billion in spending. That's more money than the GDP of some small countries. Queen Bey and Queen Tay literally became one woman economic stimulus packages. Now, let's time travel to where we're headed. Because the future of live events is wilder than that one uncle who still wears his 1980s concert t-shirts to all the family gatherings. Between now and 2030, we're looking at an industry that could hit $200 billion. That's like, well, that's just a lot of zeros, guys. I mean, that's huge. Arenas and stadiums are going all Tony Stark on us with tech upgrades. We're talking augmented reality, immersive productions. Soon you'll probably be able to high-five a hologram of your favorite artist or athlete. I think you can do that at the Intuit Center at the Clippers place. But just don't try to get them to sign anything. They're still not there. I mean, you should know that. Has anyone seen the Anima show at the Sphere in Las Vegas? Check it out on social media. It's wild. Picture this, you're standing in the Sphere, questioning every life choice that led you to spending your rent money on a ticket, when suddenly Anima's show kicks off and bam, your brain straight up breaks, man. But in the best possible way, of course. This isn't your typical wave your hands in the air like you just don't care electronic show, folks. No. This is what happens when a mad scientist, aka Matteo Milleri from Tale of Us, decides to throw a party inside a giant LED golf ball from the future. You know that feeling when you're trying to explain a wild dream to somebody? So I was flying through this digital universe, but also I could feel the music in my bones, and somehow my consciousness merged with an AI-generated butterfly. Yeah. That's just Tuesday night at the Anima show in the Sphere. The visuals aren't just on the screen, they're everywhere. It's like being in a kaleidoscope that's having an existential crisis. But make it fashion, like make it look cool. The bass hits so hard, you start questioning whether you're actually vibrating or if you're just ascending to a higher plane of existence. The floor literally moves beneath your feet, which is great because who needs solid ground anyway? I mean, when you're floating through digital dimensions. And let's talk about that sound system. It's not just surround sound, it's, which direction is reality kind of sound. Every time you've got a handle on what's happening, Anima throws another curveball of AI-generated art, makes your high school computer graphics class look like cave paintings, you know what I mean? So it's the kind of show where you'll find yourself texting your friends afterwards. Messages like, dude, the Sphere, I can't even, words fail me, sending interpreted dance video. The whole experience is like being inside a sci-fi movie. Except instead of running from aliens, you're having an absolutely banging time, while your mind tries to process how any of this is even possible. It's what happens when technology and art have a baby and the baby grows up to throw the most insane parties in Las Vegas. And just when you think it can't get more intense, the entire exterior of the Sphere starts pulsating with light patterns that make Times Square look like a kid's nightlight. The best part? By the end of the night, you're not even mad about the rent money anymore because you've just experienced what feels like the future of entertainment and travel, because you gotta get to Las Vegas. Though you might need to lie down for a few days while your senses recalibrate to boring old regular reality. Worth it? Absolutely. Will you be able to explain what you just saw to your grandparents? Not a chance. Not a chance in Vegas. Clubs and theaters are getting creative too. They're like the indie coffee shops of the entertainment world. Sure, you could stay home and watch Netflix, but can Netflix serve you an overpriced drink while a local band covers Wonderwall? Yeah, I don't think so. And the festivals? Oh man, festivals are evolving faster than smartphone models. They're not just about music anymore. They're about temporary cities, where the currency is wristbands and the mayor is whoever has the most interesting outfit. Now they're adding tech, fancy food, and apparently something called sustainable practices, in quotation marks, which I assume means more than just recycling your empty drink cups. Comedy shows are crushing it too, probably because after everything we've been through, we could all use a good laugh. Although I'm pretty sure my jokes about venue parking pricing and will never, be that relevant, of course. Sure, there are challenges ahead. Production costs are rising faster than a pop star's ego. Climate change is making outdoor events more unpredictable than a drummer's timing. And we're all competing for your entertainment dollars. But hey, that's showbiz, baby. The bottom line, the live entertainment industry isn't just bouncing back. It's doing a full-on Grammy-worthy comeback performance. We're not just returning to normal. We're rewriting the whole script. And if you think the show was good before, just wait until you see what's coming up in Act 2. From the business class of Business Talks, this is Mario Bedoin telling you to invest in those travel experiences. They're the only currency that gains value while you spend it. And remember, every ticket is a ticket to travel. Like, share, get on social media, do it all. Press all the buttons and subscribe anywhere you get your podcasts. Safe travels. This has been Tickets to Travel. Attention travel and ticketing innovators. Whether you're a startup disrupting the industry or an established company ready to take your distribution strategy to the next level, Expo Travel is your ultimate partner in online travel and ticketing distribution. We specialize in helping businesses of all sizes optimize their operations, expand their reach, and unlock new revenue streams. And for startups looking to grow, we partnered with top venture capital syndicates to help you secure the funding you need to turn bold ideas into thriving businesses. From refining businesses to scaling operations and raising capital, Expo Travel is here to drive your success. Visit Expo Travel today. That's xpotravel.com for a consultation. And let's transform the way the world travels, one innovation at a time. Expo Travel, because the future of travel and ticketing starts with you.